because I have been getting some requests to record these. I never really record the live power hours because it's like kind of boring, but you know, they're just tasks that I'm going to go through. But I did want to do a quick announcement and just do a little bit of chatting with you before we kick off the power hour. So we've now, you know, merged all the teams together, and we're each taking, you know, Autumn, Emily, Heather, and myself, and we're each taking a week, and we're going to host a call, and then on the months that there are 5 weeks, we're going to feature a new leader on the team, which might be one of you guys. But it's also super important that we are hitting Success Club every month. I feel like that's a, you know, a broken record kind of saying that, but it really is how your foundation is built of your house, and it is like the one non-negotiable that I have every single month. And so this power hour, while I could have done a training call right now, the most important thing is to get out there and do the work. And training is great. I learn a lot, but training doesn't build your business. The only way to build your business is by implementing things that you learn and then like doing the work. So I wanted to run because there's a ton of new coaches, and there's also people that, you know, maybe have never actually seen what a power hour looks like. So I wanted to run through what a power hour looks like, how you can successfully, you know, work your business in an hour a day and make a lot of progress, make a lot of connections, do follow-up, all of those things. So I'm going to run you through those activities, but and the goal is that you do this every day, and you know, you can break it up because there's going to be several different tasks, and you don't have to always sit down for an hour straight. You can break it up and do different things as it works for your schedule. But we also wanted to remind you that we have the Runners Circle, which is a group for Emerald and above people that are hitting Success Club. So once you get Emerald, you'll be added, and we're starting it really in February, but you'll be added to this exclusive group where we will be sharing, it's with the runners. So we will be doing more live power hours in there. We'll have like a live power hour weekly in there. You'll get kind of tips of whatever it is that I'm doing at the time, or Heather or Autumn or Emily, whatever's working. We're going to have other people, like newer leaders, go live with their invite scripts and how they're staying organized and how they're managing their time and all of those things. We also have a Success Club party call, which will be the first week in February. So we'll all hop on together and kind of have a bit of a powwow and, you know, again, share more kind of the stuff that you need to know if you're wanting to run. Because while we want the coach family, like we have the coach family that's available to everybody, there's a lot of people in there who are just kind of doing this as a hobby. And that's great. And we're here to support you, meet you wherever you're at. But for people that want to run, we wanted it to be like a really exclusive community of solution-oriented individuals who are kicking ass. So once you go Emerald and you hit Success Club this month, you will be entered into that group, and you'll get the invite to that call and all of that. So the goal of this call is to get some more things, irons in the fire and stuff in your pipeline, and eventually, hopefully, help you hit Success Club. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read you a task, and then I'll give you a time limit. And without thinking, without letting your brain talk you out of it, you're going to then go do the task. You will set a timer on your phone, or no, you won't do that. I will set a timer on my phone. I'm going to play music, and then you're just going to go. You're just going to hustle, hustle, hustle until the time is up. So when I give you, like if I say, you have to do this, like reach out to 5 people, you have 5 minutes to do this. If you reach out to 5 people in 3 minutes and there's 2 minutes left, then you have 2 more minutes to reach out to as many more people as you can. So just like go really quick. You're not overthinking it. You're not letting your ego get in the way. You're just going. So without further ado, and I will post I'll give you examples of what to say and stuff like that in the chat box here. So I'll give you those examples. Like I'll read them to you and then I'll put them in the chat. But let's get started so that we can maximize this hour. So first assignment is to go friend request or follow and make connections with 5 new people. So now I'm trying to do both, give you examples for Facebook and Instagram. I'm not sure how many people are still using Facebook, but on Facebook, you can go to like somebody that you would, this is how I used to find them, somebody that like I went to high school with or college with that I thought would make a great coach. And then I went to their friends list and I would go to friends we had in common and I would send friend requests. Now, sending friend requests doesn't do much if you don't then start the conversation later once they accept it. But you can send the friend request now and then just keep track of who you're sending friend requests to. And then, you know, send a message to them or start engaging with their stuff. On Instagram, the way to find people is to think about like, go to an account that you follow. Maybe, you know, you follow like a fashion blogger or a beauty person that does tutorials or like a bachelor person. Go to people that are following them also, or go to people that are like, pull up one of their posts and go to people that are commenting on there and find your prospects that way. And then you can go and like find public account. You can request a follow, but you want to like, I think it's 531. I don't know exactly what that means, but you go and you'll like their last 5 posts. You comment on 3 and then you send a message or something like that. But you can just, you know, just go and you have 5 minutes to do this and do it with as many people as possible, but a minimum of 5. Ready? Go. Young, dumb, and broke. Young, dumb, dumb, and broke. Young, dumb, and broke. Young, dumb, broke high school kid. Young, dumb, broke high school kid. Choke everything, leave it all in the game of love. Oh, let you sin, do it all in the game of fun. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm so high at the moment. I'm so caught up in it. Yeah, we're just young, dumb, and broke. But we still got love to give while we're young, dumb, young, dumb, and broke. Young, dumb, and broke. Young, dumb, dumb, and broke. Young, dumb, broke high school kid. Young, dumb, broke high school kid. Young, dumb, broke high school kid. Let's talk about love. Is it anything and everything you want for? Or do you feel alone? I know you feel it hard. Maybe the night that will tease my let me know. All the stars all the stars all the stars maybe the night that my tears will let me know. All the stars Tell me what you gonna do to me. Confrontation ain't nothing new to me. You could bring a bullet, bring a sword, bring a more, but you can't bring the truth to me. Fuck you and all your expectations. I don't even want your congratulations. I recognize your false confidence and calculated promises, all in your conversations. I hate people that feel entitled. Look at me crazy cause I ain't invite you. Or you important, you the moral to the story. You a some motherfucker, I don't even like you. Corrupt a man's heart with a gift. That's how you find out who you dealing with. A small percentage you I'm building with. I want the credit if I'm losing or I'm winning. On my mama, that's the realest shit. Let's talk about love. Is it anything and everything you want? All right. Okay, next task. You are now going to go through your current friends list or list of prospects. These, you've just made new connections. Now you're going to go with people you've already connected with, and you're just going to send them a message. An example would be, hey girl, just wanted to say hi and see how you're doing. I can't believe we're already in 2019. Any exciting things planned for this year? You want to make it personal to them, but don't make it super long, just a quick hello. And it can be, you know, something that's relevant to what they've posted about recently. If you're going to do this to strangers, you can say something like, hey girl, I was just looking at your feed and I have to say, so this example was from Ali St. Germain, who's a teacher. So you're finding people that are relevant to you and in your market. So this is an example to a teacher. It says, hey girl, I was looking at your feed and I have to say your classroom looks adorable. Where did you get those blank? So whatever it is that's, you know, relevant to you, and even if just asking them a question about something they're wearing or something like that. So you will do 5 of these messages minimum. You have 10 minutes, and ready, set, go. All the stars are bullshit. All the stars are bullshit. All the stars are bullshit. Yeah. All right. Everyone knows all about my direction, and in my heart somewhere I wanna go there. Still I don't go there. Everybody says something, says something, says something, says something, says something, says something. I don't wanna get caught up in the rhythm of it. I can't help myself. I can't help myself. No, no. Caught up in the middle of it. I can't help myself. I can't help myself. No, no, no. Caught up in the middle of it. Maybe I'm looking for something I can't have. Something I can't have. Maybe I'm looking for something I can't have. All about my transgression,
Still in my heart somewhere, there's melody and harmony for you and me tonight. Oh, I hear them call my name. Everybody say something, say something, say something, say something, say something, say something. I don't wanna get caught up in the rhythm of it. I can't help myself. I can't help myself. No, no. Caught up in the middle of it. I can't help myself. I can't help myself. No, no, no. Caught up in the middle of it. Maybe I'm looking for something I can't have. Something I can't have. Maybe I'm looking for something I can't have. Something I can't have. Maybe I'm looking for something I can't have. Something I can't have. Maybe I'm looking for something I can't have. Something I can't have. Sometimes it's great to say something if you say nothing at all. Sometimes it's great to say something if you say nothing at all. Sometimes it's great to say something if you say nothing, but I can't help myself. I can't help myself. No, no. Caught up in the middle of it. I can't help myself. I can't help myself. No, no, no. Caught up in the middle of it. Maybe I'm looking for something I can't have. Something I can't have. Maybe I'm looking for something I can't have. Something I can't have. Maybe I'm looking for something I can't have. Something I can't have. Maybe I'm looking for something I can't have. Something I can't have. Sometimes it's great to say something if you say nothing at all. Sometimes it's great to say something if you say nothing at all. Sometimes it's great to say something is to say nothing. First things first, I'ma say all the words inside my head. I'm tired of the way that things have been. Oh, ooh, the way that things have been. Oh, ooh. Second, don't you tell me what you think that I can be. I'm the one at the sail. I'm the master of my sea. Oh, ooh, the master of my sea. Oh, ooh. I was broken from a young age, taking my soak into the masses, writing my poems for the few that look at me, took me, shook me, feeling me, singing from heartache, from the pain, taking my message from the veins, speaking my lesson from the brain, seeing the beauty through the. You turn me on, believe it, believe it, believe it. These birds and the crab who worms up all the hate that you understand, the spirit you love, oh, your spirit up above, oh. I was choking around with my hand up and down, ashes around, they never did, rain down, you rain down, light. You turn me out, believe it, believe it. Stays blessed by the grace of the fire and the flames. You're the face of the future, the blood in my veins. Oh, ooh, the blood in my veins. Oh, ooh. But they never did, ever did, ebbing and flowing and never did, live it till it broke open and came down. It rained down help me. It's like the walls are caving in. Sometimes I feel like giving up, but I just can't. It isn't in my blood. Laying on the bathroom floor, feeling nothing. I'm overwhelmed and insecure. Give me something I could take to ease my mind slowly. Just have a drink and you'll feel better. Just take her home and you'll feel better. Keep telling me that it gets better. Does it ever? Help me. It's like the walls are caving in. Sometimes I feel like giving up. No medicine is strong enough. Someone help me. I'm crawling in my skin. Sometimes I feel like giving up, but I just can't. It isn't in my blood. It isn't in my blood. Looking through my phone again, feeling anxious, afraid to be alone again. I hate this. I'm trying to find a way to chill.
All right. Next assignment. You're going to go through your list of people who have said no to you before, or maybe, or who ghosted you. And you're going to specifically follow up with them and what they're, hopefully you wrote down like what they were working on, or what they reached out to initially, but if not, you can just scroll back in the messages. And I know that follow-ups can be scary because you think like you're selling to them, or you're afraid that you're going to bother them, but you're not bothering them. You're just being professional. There are so many times where I read a message and I think that I actually just did this to Ali St. Germain, like twice. She texted me, read it when I was busy or something, thought I was going to write back and I forgot. And then she messaged again a couple days later. I read it, was planning on writing back, but I don't know what I was doing, but I couldn't. Then she messaged me again yesterday and I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot to write back to you the first two messages. So sorry. That happens all the time. So it's not you bothering them. It's just people are really busy. So be professional and follow up. So an example might be, hey, Britt, I had you down on my list of people to follow up with, and I didn't want you to think I forgot about you. I wanted to check in and see how you're doing. Hope you've had an amazing start to the new year. I know we chatted about my boot camp a couple months ago, and it looks like maybe it wasn't the right time for you. I know how crazy life can get. But I wanted to circle back and see if you're still interested. I have another group starting February 4th, and I wanted to make sure I save you a spot if you are. Let me know. You're on my to-do list, so I wanted to make sure we touch base, and I can help you rock your 2019 goals. You want to do this with 10 people, and if you're brand new and you don't have follow-ups yet, just go make more connections. So 10 minutes, 10 people, ready, go.
Can't breathe, oh, is there somebody who could help me? It's like the walls are caving in. Sometimes I feel like giving up. No medicine is strong enough, so you help me. I'm crawling in my skin. Sometimes I feel like giving up, but It's like the walls are caving in. Sometimes I feel like giving up, but I just can't. Isn't you I met you in the dark, you lit me up, you made me feel as though I wasn't off. We danced the night away, we drank too much. I held your hair back when you were throwing up, and you smiled over your shoulder. For a minute I was stone cold sober. I pulled you closer to my chest, and you asked me to stay over. I said I already told you, I think that you should get some rest. I knew I loved you then, but you never know. So I played it cool and I was scared to let it go. I know I needed you, but I never showed. I wanna stay with you until we're get old. Say you won't let go. Just say you won't let go. I'll wake you up with some breakfast in bed. I'll bring you coffee with a kiss on your head. I'll take the kids to school, wave them goodbye. I'll thank my lucky stars for that night. When we looked over your shoulder, for a minute I forget that I'm older. I wanna dance with you right now. Oh, and you look as beautiful as ever, and I swear that every day you'll get better. You make me feel this way somehow. I'm so in love with you, and I hope you know. Darling, you know this morning, what is way to go. We come so far, my dear, look how we go. I want to stay with you until we get old. Just say you won't let go. Just say you won't let go. I wanna live with you, even when we're ghosts. 'Cause you were always there for me when I needed you most. I'm gonna love you till my lungs give out. I promise till death we part, making love ours. So I wrote this song for you, now everybody knows that it's just you and me till we get old. Just say you won't let go. Just say you won't let go. Just say you won't let go. Oh, just say you won't let go. It's not good enough for me since I've been with you. It's not gonna work for you. Nobody can equal me. I'm gonna sit on on your level too. Tryna do what love must do. Feeling like I'm fresh out booth. If they want the drama, got the ooze. Shit the whole crew to the cruise. Doing shit you don't even see it move. Ride with me, boss. I got a hard head, but her ass on. She want the last name with the ring on. Cause I pulled out $1 million cash till I play on it. And you are unforgettable. Just put money in the business. It's not money though for me. Since I've been with you. Ooh. I'm gonna sit on the straight when I'm fucked up. I should know how to pick. I'm gonna catch the rhythm while she push up against me. Ooh, she tipsy. I had enough cover for 24. I peeped you from across the room. Pretty little body dancing like go-go. And you are unforgettable. I need to get you alone. Why not? Fucking good time, never carry no money. I got a little time, but it's not. You love the girl that I'm so sorry. I gotta give it to her like the end of marriage. Oh, at the end of marriage. Not now, I'm taking you for money. You're on your level too. Tryna do what love must do. You ain't enough for me. Too much for you. Alone. Baby, don't grab some damage. Bring it home. Know the jet's on me. I'ma turn my best for you. You know. So pick up that dress for me. Leave the rest on you. Too much combo for 24 hours. When you stand next to 24 hours. She up a man now. She don't love it no more. Put your mind in your body. Don't mind nobody. So you don't ever hurt nobody. Baby, don't hurt your body. Work your body. You are unforgettable. I need to get you alone. Now you want you. Just put money in the juice. Right now. Oh, at the end of the day. Not now, I'm telling you, buddy. You're on your level too. Tryna do what love must do. I want to know who motherfucking representing it here tonight. Hold on.
I'm letting you back in. How can I explain myself?
Louisiana shit. Murder on the beat. Shout for y'all to cut up to you. Yeah. Everybody get your motherfucking roll on. I know she.
Ooh, that wasn't an appropriate song. Sorry. All right. Next assignment. This one's gonna be hard. They're gonna have a couple hard ones actually. So there is nothing you cannot replace face-to-face like personalization. So on Facebook, I used to send voice memos, but on Instagram, it's even better because you can send video messages. Yes, I said video messages. So I want you to send out some private voice or video messages. Voice if you're doing on Facebook, but if you're working Facebook, you really also need to get on Instagram. That's where everyone is these days. On Instagram, your video messages, you just go into like as if you were going to type them a message, but there's a little camera icon, you can send a video. So you doing a face-to-face really builds relationships with people, and then you don't have to worry about what if they think I'm selling, because they get to see your heart and feel your, energy and your vibe. So if I were to, gonna do this, I go through my people that are watching my stories. And or you could do like if you're not doing stories yet, another thing that you actually really need to do, but you can go with people that have like liked or commented on your post. But you could send something like, hey girl, you would be like, hey girl, I saw you've been watching my stories. Thank you so much for the support. It means the world to me, because it can be hard to put yourself out there. That could be one message, and then because it only lets you talk for 15 seconds. Actually, I don't know if it lets you do longer now, but anyway, try it. But if it does, your next thing could be, but it's also so fun and so rewarding. I get to connect with people like you for my job. I'm curious, have you ever considered doing what I do? Or I'm curious, like what caught your interest on my page or something like that? Then you send that. And you don't overthink it. You don't freak out. You just send that and engage in a conversation. And then that is going to open, like, so there was a question Carly asked and then Ashley asked, what do you do if you send a message and you're just going back and forth and like talking about whatever and it doesn't lead to Beachbody? So my thought on that is not all conversations lead to Beachbody initially. I don't ever really steer that ship. Like if they're like, what have you been up to lately? Then you can say, you know, well, actually I started this new like at home like fitness coaching thing, and maybe bring it up that way. But if it doesn't and you're going back and forth and conversation dies, that's okay. But then when you follow back up with them in a month from now or whatever, you can be more direct because you had no ulterior motive the first time. So you can be more direct and be like, hey girl, I know this might be weird, but I have this like private group starting soon and I was thinking about you. I was thinking it might be perfect for you. Would you be interested in checking it out? But if they are, watching your stories or like your page, like your post, comment on your post, these video messages, that would be like if you owned a coffee shop and someone walked into your store and you were afraid to ask them what kind of coffee they wanted. You are allowed to bring up Beachbody if they're inside of your business. Your social media is your business. So you're allowed to just go directly in. And then of course, if you're not, doing stories, you need to start doing stories. But you can just go in and send a similar message to somebody, as I mentioned, that liked or commented on your post or is even just following you. All right. So the goal is just to talk to people daily. The goal is not just to like sell Beachbody nonstop. It's to become a conversation expert. So, and you can't replace like this personalized connection. So you have 10 minutes to do this and I want you to do it with 5 people minimum. So I will see you in 10 minutes. And that means that I should see you guys talking into your phone. And I know I'm going to lose some people on the call right now because your comfort zone is going to get the better of you. I want to see you talking into your phone, which means you're probably going to have to mute the computer because I'm going to have music playing. Okay, ready? Go.
Shorty and she doesn't want no smoke.
Havana, ooh, na, na. Half of my heart is in Havana, ooh, na, na. He took me back to East Atlanta, na, na, na. All of my heart is in Havana. There's something about his manners. Havana, ooh, na, na. He didn't walk up with that, how you doing? When he came in, the said there's a lot of girls I can do it, but I can't without you and forever in a minute. That's all my night and I was that he got Milo in him. He got me feeling like ooh. I knew it when I met him. I loved him when I left him. Got me feeling like ooh. And then I had to tell him I had to go. Oh na 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 na. Havana, ooh, na, na. Half of my heart is in Havana, ooh, na, na. He took me back to East Atlanta, na, na, na. All of my heart is in Havana. My heart is in Havana.
Just graduated fresh on campus. Fresh out East Atlanta, waiting on my damn. Fresh out East Atlanta, walk like a traffic jam. I was quick to pay that girl like ego, they bring it on me. They try to crave it on me, get the beat on me. She waited on me, try to cake it on me, got the bacon on me. This is history and I'm making it on me. One night, close range, that thing. If you go a million, that's me. I was getting more like
Havana, ooh, na, na. Half of my heart is in Havana, ooh, na, na. He took me back to East Atlanta, na, na, na. All of my heart is in Havana. My heart is in Havana. Right now I'm in a state of mind. I wanna be in like all the time. Ain't got no tears left to cry. So I'm picking it up, picking it up. I'm loving, I'm living, I'm picking it up, picking it up, picking it up. I'm loving, I'm living, I'm picking it up, picking it up, picking it up. I'm loving, I'm living, so we turn it up. Yeah, we turn it up. Ain't got no tears in my body. I ran up, but boy, I like it. I like it. I like it. No matter how bad, who tries it, we out here vibing. We vibing, we vibing. Even when it's raining down, can't stop. Can't stop, so shut your mouth. Yeah. And if you don't know, then that's nothing. Yeah. Right now, I'm and there's no tears to cry. Picking it up, picking it up, picking it up. I want you to come to me. And there's no tears to cry. Picking it up, picking it up, picking it up, picking it up. We turn it up, yeah, we turn it up. Find out the colors in you, I see them too, and boy, I like them. I like them, I like them. We wait for fight, but they can know the state we are here vibing. We vibing. Even when it's raining down, can't stop. Can't stop, so much. Yeah. And if you don't know, then I know that no, baby, yeah. Right now, I'm at the we are like all the time. And there's no tears to cry. So I'm picking it up, picking it up, picking it up. I want you to come to me. And there's no tears to cry. Picking it up, picking it up, picking it up. Picking it up, loving, I'm living, so we turn it up. Yeah, we turning it up.
Call it love and devotion. Call it a mom's adoration. Foundation, a special bond of creation. For all the single moms out there going through frustration.
She works the nights by the water. She's gone astray, so far away from her father's daughter. She just wants a life for a baby. All on her own, no one will come. She's got to save him.
Daily struggle.
She tells him, ooh, love, no one's ever gonna hurt you, love. I'm gonna give you all of my love. Nobody matters like you. She tells him your life ain't gonna be nothing like my life. You're gonna grow and have a good life. I'm gonna do what I got to say you do. So rock-a-bye, baby, rock-a-bye.
vibes disappear. In a wrong bar, can't find it nowhere. Steadily your workflow, every you know, so you're not stopping the time, no time for your dear.
Now she got a 6-year-old, trying to keep it warm, trying to keep out the cold. When he looks in her eyes, he don't know he is safe when she says, ooh, love. No one's ever gonna hurt you, love. I'm gonna give you all of my love. Nobody matters like you. So rock the bye, baby, rock the bye. I'm gonna rock you, rock the bye, baby, don't you cry. Somebody's got you, rock the bye, baby, rock the bye. I'm gonna rock you, rock the bye, baby, don't you cry.
All right, then.
Now she got a 6-year-old, trying to keep him warm, trying to keep out the cold. When he looks in the eyes, he don't know he is safe when she says, she tells him, ooh, love, no one's ever gonna hurt you.
Okay. Look at you survived. I know you didn't think you would, but you did. Here. All right, now this one's pretty easy. I just want you to check in with any of your current customers in your current challenge group. Maybe you've already done this today, so then you can continue doing some other things, or you can make a post, because that's going to be the next assignment. But if you haven't done this yet, I like to send personal messages to people in the boot camp, just checking in with them and like saying, hey, how are you liking things? It's a good way to, one, like see if they're, maybe they're struggling with a Shakeology recipe that you can help them with, or if they have another thing that they're really struggling with, you can help them with that. But also, if they're loving it, it's a great place to then invite them to coach, like either upgrade their account or actively coach, go through the university or whatever. So be really specific with them. And then, of course, if you're not running a group right now, you should know, you should schedule when your next group's going to start. Idea could be February 4th. That might be too early, so then pick the next Monday or whatever. And then you're going to host a group every single month for the rest of the year, and that's how you're going to ensure that you hit Success Club. But you can also make a post about it right now and share that publicly. All right, you have 6 minutes to do this. And that's it. See you soon. See you in 6.
You love, I'm gonna give you all of my love. Nobody matters like you.
Stay up there, stay up
6,000
there.
your life ain't gonna be nothing like my life. You're gonna grow and have a good life. I'm gonna do what I got to do. You so baby, rock the bye. You rock the bye, baby, don't you cry. Somebody's got you. Baby, rock the bye. This ain't for the best. My reputation's never been worse, so you must like me for me. Dive bar on the east side, where you at? Throwing lights at my nightstand in the black. Come here, you can meet me in the back. Dark jeans and your Nikes, look at you. Oh damn, never seen that color blue. Just think of the fun things we could do. Cause I love this ain't for the best. My reputation's never been worse, so you must like me for me. Yeah, I can't make any promises now, can we be? But you can make me dream. Is it cool that I said all that? Is it chill that you're in my head? Cause I know that it's deadly. Is it cool that I said all that? Is it too soon to do this yet? Cause I know that it's deadly. like I do. All night, with your hands up in my hair, echoes of your footsteps on the stairs. Stay here, honey, I don't wanna share. Yeah, I can't make any promises now. Can we be? But you can make me dream. Is it cool that I said all that? Is it chill that you're in my head? 'Cause I know that it's deadly. Is it cool that I said all that? Is it too soon to do this yet? 'Cause I know that it's deadly. Is it cool that I said all that? Is it too soon to do this yet? 'Cause I know that it's delicate. 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 Cutting me up like a knife and I feel it deep in my bones. You can have it, I love even harder. You wanna know? I just wanna dive in the water with you, baby. We can't see the bottom. It's so easy to fall for each other. I'm just hoping we catch one another.
Just be careful, love ain't simple, promise me no promises. Just be careful, love ain't simple, promise me no promises.
Maybe we just stay meant to be something. I just wanna dive in the water with you, baby. We can't see the bottom. It's so easy to fall for each other. I'm just hoping we catch one another.
Just be careful.
Right, guys. Final assignment of the Power Hour, and I just want to say I'm really proud of you guys that there were like 110 people on at one point, and even if people just got a little bit of this in, hopefully it was helpful. But I see a lot of people that were like afraid to do it, and you did it anyway, and like that is where the magic happens. So I'm really excited for you, and I see you guys answering each other's questions. So the final assignment is to go on and make an Instagram story sharing something about coaching. Make a, plant a seed about coaching. Now, I know that there's a lot of people that are like, well, I Instagram story, but I'm afraid to do video. I don't want to put myself on video. And I also saw some questions here like, what do you talk about on stories? I'm afraid I don't know what people want to hear. Well, you will never know until you put yourself out there. And just like Gary Vee says, you let the market dictate. So you will start doing stories and you'll see what resonates with people, and you'll kind of just uncover layers of yourself as you go, and you might feel really uncomfortable and be like awkward in the beginning, and that's okay. I would recommend, I know I'm going to give her a big head because I already shouted her out on my stories, but Shannon, what is it? Oh, Shannon, I also wanted to tell you, this is not the place to be doing it, but I can't find you when I type in your name, Shannon. So guys, if you're gonna search her, it is Fire for
Can you hear
Life
me?
Fitness. Don't search Shannon, but Shannon, you got to fix that. I don't know how, but fix it. But her thing is Fire for Life Fitness. Watch her stories. And I remember in her first week as a coach, I didn't even know who she was. And I started watching her stories and I was like, shit, she's like super entertaining. And you know what is entertaining? People that are just themselves. So you don't have to be anything other than what you are. What you are is exactly who you are meant to be and who this world needs you to be. So if you're not like super energized, like her Instagram name is Fit for Life Fitness. Emily, when she was here last weekend for Super Saturday, she told me like some people come to her and tell her like, you know, they found her through me, but that I'm too much for them. Well, I'm too much for a lot of people, and that's okay. Like, those are clearly not my people. But maybe Emily's just right for them, right? It's like that Goldilocks and the Bears or whatever. It's like, I might be too hot, too cold for somebody, but I'm just right for others. And so whoever you are, you're going to be perfect. And so just go on and just be whoever you are, because that is what this world needs, is just more people being themselves. Don't be afraid that you're going to be boring. Like, the most interesting thing you can be is like confident in whatever it is. If you're like watching Netflix marathoning, right? Like, just confidence. And there are people where I've told this story. I'm going to end the call and then you're going to do this assignment. But I've told this story before that like years ago, there was a girl who, total hippie, met her at a bar in Eugene, dreadlocks, wore like rose colored glasses, no makeup, didn't shave her armpits. She talked about like how she loves, hopefully there's not like kids right here, but she like loved sex and she always talked about it. And like, I had literally nothing in common with her, but I was attracted to her personality because she just owned it. She just owned who she was. And I just wanted to be, and I was like struggling to own who I was too. I had no confidence in that. You know, I was like a dumbed down or like muted kind of version of me. And I think people are just attracted to people that are genuinely themselves. Knowing you're going to turn some people off, that's okay. But just get storying. I also think you're going to get more comfortable with who you are as you story. So, yes, I'm so excited, Amber, that this was helpful for you. And okay. I'm seeing if there's any other questions. All right, so I think that's it, you guys, but that is your final assignment. So go on, do an Instagram story, talk about how, you know, you were just on a work call at night and it felt like fun, or talk about the community, or talk about how you've made New Year's resolutions how many years in a row, and this year you're finally sticking to it because you have a supportive community. Or you can talk about the financial piece. You can talk any bit about coaching. You can share something about that, and then, you know, invite someone to drop an emoji, so if they want more info, so they can send you a message, drop an emoji, or put a poll up, and you know, you can ask them like, do you want more info? And I always give 2 yes options, so you can say like, hell yes, or I need more info, right? Instead of like yes or no, because then I was finding I'm like, why are you even clicking no if you're not interested? Like, why are you wasting time, you know? So I just give them 2 yes options, and they can just click through the next story if they don't want to vote. But yeah, so make a story, put it up there, get yourself out there. And if you don't do stories, not that many people are going to see this, so no pressure. You'll just have practice at getting better with nobody watching. But that's it, you guys. Thanks for joining tonight. If you're a brand new coach, should we still invite people to coach too? Yeah, I think that you should always invite people to coach, but you can, I think some of the best coaches invite from the very like beginning, but you can also just invite them to your boot camp if you want. So you can talk about the community piece, because you probably don't have a lot of coaching benefits yet if you're a brand new coach. So then you can talk about your boot camp that you're a part of, and, you know, the meal, like whatever. You can just plant some sort of seed today. All right, you guys, have an amazing night. I will see you soon. Oh my gosh, congrats, Lindsay. Sold the challenge pack while on this call. Woohoo. Okay, bye.